Yeah, you're right.
You okay?
I don't know why I did what I did.
You're breathing very hard.
I know that I'm out of shape, but I let the yak talk me into doing a mile anyway. But I told him I couldn't do it. I can't run a mile straight.
You only ran 0.36.
That's not actually true. There is video.
I've seen it.
You've not seen the video.
I have
I
cell
ran
phone video.
0.36 miles. Then I had to walk for a little bit, and then I ran some more. That's running a certain distance.
You tapped out at 0.36. Listen, I'm not talking shit. I'm kind of worried for your health.
I feel like you're talking shit.
No,
If we had a talking shit meter in here, it wouldn't be at 0.
That's true, but it wouldn't be very high. I'm
Would,
not going to fitness shame.
It would be a little.
Jack, I'm not fitness shaming.
No, you got to start somewhere. I thought it was a good start.
Thank you. Thank
You
you. Jack.
didn't. You could have. There could have been a serious injury.
I am here.
You could have fallen off of the treadmill, or
I did fall off the treadmill. I just happened to land on my feet.
There's some people. Oh yeah, there's some people that probably can't even run at this company.
So I, in my defense, there's not much because I wouldn't have been able to do it anyway.
Right.
These are not industrial strength treadmills. These are
No, they're
treadmills
not. No,
that
they're
do not.
Support.
Big guys can't run on treadmills.
I will.
Big T, you know what I'm talking about.
I couldn't tell you the last time I tried, but I would imagine that
If
it would be
a certain
difficult.
weight gets on a treadmill and it just stops, and all your momentum's going forward and it sticks and it just throws you forward.
I will give you that because we have a Whoop gym at the old office right now. And yeah, you're wearing your Whoop. What did it say while you were working out, by the way?
What are you doing?
Yep, I can imagine.
What's your heart rate get up to?
Those treadmills aren't built for people that are very heavy.
Correct. All right, but I'm here, and
You
we're
are
going to do a
here.
podcast.
You are here, and you know what? You're in a much better mood. I thought you and I were going to get in a fight today.
I thought you were in a bad mood.
No. Well, I was because I was told you were in a bad mood.
I wasn't in a bad mood.
I was told you were being a little snippy.
You need to quit listening to people talk about my mood.
You need to quit.
No, when I said
You told her I was snippy?
that what you said, if I don't get in there at 3, my whole day is ruined. And
Correct.
And
then you got in here at 3:15.
And I said, why does Brandon think that his schedule is more important than mine?
Not more important. I just have something after this. You had something before this.
Right.
So
I was told that you said I was going to ruin your whole day if the dime package was late.
well, that's just not what I said at all, Jack. This is where gossip gets in the way.
That wasn't even
No,
gossip.
It's not even what I said. I didn't say if I don't get
You
started.
looked at me.
I said if I don't get started by 3, my whole day is fucked. That's what I said. Had nothing to do with Casey. It's just like my day after this is very, very tight. And I had to go run the yak. I was scared about running the yak on time. So it was all me talking about my day. It had nothing to do with you. This is where gossip gets in.
This wasn't even gossip.
It wasn't.
You were told about my mood and made a decision about my mood before you even talked to me today.
Well, then I heard you talking shit to the Stool Scenes cameras about how you carry me on this podcast.
But that's just what I'm going to do.
Should we start a podcast?
Oh, have we not been doing the podcast?
No, it's recorded. That was the cold open.
Let's do the podcast. Hi, welcome to Unnecessary Roughness.
You are unnecessarily breathing hard right now.
Yeah, that's just going to be a thing. I'm not going to be able to stop that because I ran a mile.
Do you think
I
people will
ran
find it
parts of
sexy?
a mile. Huh?
Do you think people will find it sexy?
Oh, almost certainly not. My wife never has.
Oh, that's sad. People do find like deep breathing sexy sometimes, right?
Yeah, but not from being too fat and out of shape. they find deep breathing sexy when you get there by sexy means.
Yes.
Not by getting on a treadmill and being able to run 0.3 miles.
You know who would have had a really good input with that is Katie, but she's not here.
Why isn't Katie here?
I think it was just she doesn't have the cocoa.
Little protocol.
It was protocol.
action?
I think
Yeah.
it was contact.
Some
so-
tracing?
Tracing,
Okay, well,
but she's
She's
fine.
being safe. She is not
sent
sick.
news. She sent news. Yup. She got news. Everything's
I
fine.
legitimately just thought that Jack said she sent nudes.
You know what's funny?
I think she did. We're not using those for the show.
You know what's funny? I was talking about something related to news recently, and someone kept saying, "You sound like you're saying nudes."
Yeah, you say news like nudes.
It's not intentional.
So
Katie
everybody
said that-
out there, if you got stuff on your beat, if you have something that happened in your college town, if something we need to know about, talk about on Unnecessary Roughness, send Jack nudes. right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send Jack as many nudes as you can. Actually, he wouldn't be the first person to receive nudes on this show.
Well, no.
Well,
I mean,
no, not
we
even
made a whole
close.
thing about
Did
it.
we ever decide if that was an iPad or an iPhone? Because big difference.
Should we let Big T decide?
Nah,
I'd
I don't.
prefer
I,
not to.
I don't. Listen, I
Pleasure
don't.
to be
I,
here with you guys.
I don't want to sully. The Big T's as innocent gets.
I heard that this goes together to the point of our podcast that it's also a podcast about Casey's relationships here and there. I heard that she got a text from an old friend that was like, I heard the opening line
Oh,
was,
yeah. I had an.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Because I have not said the sponsor. at
Okay,
all.
say it.
This is brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer. I think I just said unnecessary roughness and stopped. So we are brought to you by High Noon Hard Seltzer, presenting sponsor, the best in the business. Love the High Noon. Get all your flavor.
Wow.
I'm
You want me to do it? Here, I'll do it.
I'm
Get all
occasionally
your
just gonna
flavors.
run out of voice.
Yeah, we know all the flavors. My favorite's the peach. Brandon's favorite is the pineapple. What's your favorite,
My
Big
favorite
T?
is also the
I'd
peach.
go with peach also.
Well,
Yeah.
but
Well, he's from
Brandon
the
likes
peach
the
state.
pineapple.
Correct.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
And you're from the Lone Star State.
I am.
I'm from the Hospitality State.
Is that really
Is
what it's
that-
called?
Mm-hmm. Ironic name.
I'm from the Nutmeg State.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Okay, so we're actually two. We're the Magnolia State and the Hospitality State.
Magnolia
better.
sounds better, yeah.
Well, I think there's multiple states that claim the Magnolia. I love saying what states are. What's the Beehive State?
Oh,
Washington.
It's Utah.
Utah.
Utah, yeah. Yeah, what's the natural state? It's Arkansas.
What's the show me state?
Missouri.
sorry.
Yeah, that's where my mom's from.
Yeah, yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. My mom just said that
there was
growing up.
some guy, it was some in Congress in like the 1800s.
Okay.
Some guy was trying to prove something. And somebody said like, "Show me." And he was
Oh.
like,
Yeah. Oh, I kind of like that. What,
What
I
were we
guess
talking
we're
about?
We're
Sorry.
talking about how
States.
somebody
Peach,
tried
peach,
to
peach, I know.
rekindle.
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
So let's talk about your, yeah.
Yeah, I had an ex reach out to me completely unsolicited. We have not talked in a while because of the dick pic from this
Yeah.
episode. And it was actually a very clever text message. It was, I hear this is the number to send iPad dick photos to. And I was like, all right, that was clever.
That wasn't that clever.
Well, it was more clever like reading
I
it.
texted you that and you got pissed.
Well, yeah, because I see you every day. This is an ex.
Okay.
It's beside the point. Basically,
I was talking to Big T.
long story short, you reading my DMs and me getting the dick pics somehow dragged an ex out of the woodwork.
it got so one dick begat another.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
It's like dicks heard that dicks were getting attention. It's like, hey, whoa.
It was very much like a well, look what the dick pic dragged
Uh-huh,
in.
yeah.
You know?
This is not a dick pic podcast.
No, it's a college
Well,
football podcast.
It is, it is
On the
February.
off season.
Yeah, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, really. So college football, because Hugh Freeze is a college football coach. This is unnecessary roughness.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought I was going to be the one that did that.
Yeah.
Well, you can't make me laugh whenever
Well,
I'm
don't take
drinking.
a huge. I had the cadence of a joke. You knew a joke was coming. Don't take a huge. You're doing it again. You're drinking when I'm talking.
Well, I can't drink while I'm talking.
Fair point.
Yeah.
Very,
that was
very
weird that
fair
you were
point.
like, oh.
Yeah.
We'll take drink breaks now.
Right.
Yeah, we took snack breaks at one point.
Yeah.
That-
So
yeah, remember when he said, I need I need a snack? That was a very funny episode. What is going on over here?
I'm telling you, there's something in the air today in this office. I don't know if it's because we have a literal pirate ship out in the
Yeah.
lobby, or if it's because normally we should be at the Super Bowl, but we're not because of COVID. But I feel like they're like pumping like laughing gas into the office today.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been here. I ran and passed out. Can I do something on you? Okay, I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
I don't even know if they sponsor the show anymore. This thing's a lifesaver.
Revitalize?
Revitalize.
They're
Yes,
still
they are.
they're still with us.
They're friends
They're
of the
still with us.
podcast,
They
yeah.
might not be sponsoring today, but I just got to give them a shout out.
We do swipe ups with them.
Yeah.
They love
Revitalize.
I don't want to burst your. They love Casey.
I don't know if you
Thank
you guys paid for this.
I love Revitalize.
But I ran a mile or tried to run a mile and failed miserably about an hour ago. I know I've said it 9 times now. I was dead when I walked back to the office. Dead. And I was drinking water. It wasn't working. And somebody said, go get a Revitalize. I was like, God, yeah. And I just went and got one. And I feel a million times better.
They really make you feel great. Like I drink them like every time you have one, people, especially me, because I drink a lot. People are assuming I'm hungover. I drink these when I haven't drank at all because they just make you feel better.
All right, so let's dive into it. Yes. I don't want to give any more free ads, but you're right.
No, it's not. They like sponsor like.
There's not a
everything.
free ad because they pay for the ads, just not this one.
And
This one's free.
they're very involved.
They
And
pay for
they-
8
and they
ads.
also-
We gave them the 9th for free.
And they also love me, by the way.
Why do they love you so much?
I don't know what they do.
They once, Casey once did a swipe up ad for
attractive
them.
woman.
No. You got to listen to this.
Well, she is.
In the middle of
thank
the
you.
pandemic, and after Casey's swipe up ad, like all of their distributors, I guess, were like, "No, we need more everybody. Like we're re-upping our contract."
It made me feel very nice, very validated.
And I think I sent you this, and it was during like not the Casey's greatest week.
Yeah. It was a week that he wanted to lift me up.
Oh, it was then.
No,
Was it
not
around-
then.
No.
Oh, but then is who texts me.
Oh, that?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But
Okay.
I knew Casey. It was
I like talking in
well,
tongues.
It was
So
podcast.
Then that?
Everyone's gonna be like, "What are you?" Guys
Okay, let's talk
talking
about college football, shall we?
College football podcast. So, Katie sent the news. Did you say that? How am I going to access this news?
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay, probably could have been done.
Yeah, probably.
So we do have a couple things. Let me set up the show. We have got he's already talked a couple times, and he's in on it. He's fine. Everybody knows that Tennessee fans are just a different breed. And Tennessee hired a coach last week. I couldn't believe the coach they hired. So
Can't
we're gonna
believe
get
it.
we're gonna get the ramblings of a Tennessee fan because listen, even if you're not an SEC guy, if you're not this Tennessee. I don't consider Tennessee SEC because they're just their own organism. Like that fan base, that Twitter fan base, you would even agree with this, right? Vol Twitter,
It's one of the great entities that we have in media.
What?
oh boy.
I think it's
Here we
one
go.
of
Just let
well,
him go.
we go.
Let him go. Just let him go.
Already?
I mean, Vol Twitter, we stopped a coaching hire. Like, you find me somebody
Stupidly,
else
by the
who's
way.
done that. No.
Stupidly.
No, that was the correct
You just
decision.
fired the guy that
It
you
does,
hired.
no, it has nothing to do with Jeremy Pruitt. It has
There we
nothing
go.
to do with who we got after that. It was the correct decision at the time.
At the
brought it.
time,
Who was it?
Yes, it was.
He brought his A game.
was.
He brought his A game. Like, let's give him some credit. He brought his A
He
game.
did. He's throwing 90 on the black right now. All right, so
The delusion just came flying out of his mouth.
No, I 100%.
but it's not.
great
he doesn't
media
believe his
entity?
Okay. All right, I want to get to that. I'm still setting up the show.
What?
I haven't even dove into it yet. So we're going to talk about Tennessee, and we're going to let that flow through us. We'll also talk about, and Big T's here, I'm glad, because he's a big fan of it like me. And not that you're not, Casey. It's just we've talked about NCAA football here before. You never played it, really. So it's
I've never been a big video game girl.
yeah, you've never been a big video gamer. So we'll talk about that for a couple minutes because huge announcement yesterday.
I
It
do
is
love it, though.
Eventually coming back.
It makes you happy, and when you're happy, I'm happy.
Oh my! You haven't seen me happy until you see me when this game is at its peak. Jack, we got that news? You sent it to me?
Yeah, it's
He
via
sent it to the
Katie.
group, yeah.
And I sent the screenshots. I sent the news.
Shout out Katie Stats for doing your job, even though you couldn't come in today. So today was signing day. It is amazing. And I know we're not going to get into the recruiting battle again.
Yeah.
It is amazing how quiet the second signing day is
It's
now.
so anticlimactic now.
It used to be so much fun though.
It was so much fun, but it was also for a team like me. And like Tennessee, they always trick themselves into thinking they have a good recruiting class. For a team like me, signing day was always dreadful because we would have these either 4 or 5 stars that we get to the end of signing day and we think they might come and then they end up going to Clemson or somewhere else, or we lose a recruit to Ole Miss because that's all they care about is recruiting, not really winning the game. So I like quiet signing days for my fan base. Now, Texas A&M, you guys win signing day. Tennessee, you guys lie to yourself and trick yourself into thinking we win signing day. You guys probably don't sign anybody.
No, we sign a lot of people.
But when it was the only signing day, it was like
an event.
It was an event, and when I was working at ESPN, it was by far the longest work day of the entire year.
Yeah.
Had to sit in the lobby, watch everything, talk to the coaches, do interviews, whatever. Now I didn't even know today was signing day until I looked on Twitter.
What an election is to news reporters, signing day was to
ESPN.
us. To us, yeah,
Yes,
college football reporters
yes.
and stuff like that. But it is, and well, I mean, now when you say signing day, I think you think of the one in December.
I mean, would y'all not say though that it's just been transferred to, like, I feel like
It's
all
just
that
been
still
transferred to
happens.
December.
It
Yeah,
just happens
but
in December.
it's been transferred, and when it's closer to the season, it doesn't stand alone as much.
Right.
And you got bowls coming up. It blends in more than it used to in February. I would always know. One of the first things I look on the calendar, when is signing day? It's usually the first
Wednesday of
first
February.
or second Wednesday of February. Yeah. So I always pointed to that date. And you would have January as official visit month. Now you don't have that. There was always that after the season, that official visit month where people would go crazy. And now it's gone, which is fine. I'm not a big recruiting fan.
Me neither.
I know that recruiting is the lifeblood of college football. I just think recruiting rankings and the hubbub around it is a little too much for me.
Yeah. Listen, you're talking. I intentionally, with the exception.
That was such a great pause.
Well, y'all just looked at me. I was like, with the
it was your turn to take the ball.
With the exception of that run Tennessee went on in like April and May when Brandon was talking all the shit, and it turns out we were cheating. I generally try not to like engage in recruiting.
Remember when you guys were getting all those 4- and 5-star recruits, and me and Jack said, "You're not going to sign them."
Listen. Jack will back me up on this. I've said forever, I hoped Jeremy Pruitt was cheating, and I hope we were getting away with it.
I will give you this too. You said before A&M played Tennessee this year that you hoped that we killed you guys so that they would get fired. They would fire him.
Before I knew that at kickoff a report was going to come out that was going to torpedo the football program and get him fired. But
here's the thing I said, and I believe it wholeheartedly, not just Tennessee, everybody. I think it is very self-defeating for Tennessee to do the internal recruiting investigation because you can't hire Josh Heupel and ask him not to cheat. Like you can't win in the SEC without.
You can't win in college football without cheating.
Here's I guess here's a couple things. First of all, we put ourselves in a way worse position starting an investigation into our own cheating that's going to bring sanctions than just paying Pruitt's $12 million buyout.
Correct. Yes.
Secondly, we hired all these guys from Alabama. I mean, we Pruitt got everybody he wanted.
Rated is what you were going to say.
Yeah.
Not the other way.
Well, he got RAIDED.
Yes.
I mean, we took everybody we wanted from Bama, Georgia, Florida, and we got the dumbest motherfuckers that we could have possibly chosen. Like Nick Saban has built an empire on cheating. He owns 7 Mercedes dealerships. Nobody says a word, and we hired people who were allegedly handing out cash in McDonald's bags.
I love this so much.
So
this
good.
is my favorite show of the year. We're doing this as an annual tradition, Tennessee Checkup. We're doing a Tennessee Checkup. It might be a monthly tradition.
I mean, in the off season, why not? There's really not a lot of news.
All right, so let me blaze through the news, and then we will do.
Alabama did sign the greatest recruiting class ever, based on the 24/7 sports ratings.
They did.
That's
but no,
the only.
Should anybody be surprised?
That it's like because it's Alabama, it's not a big deal to me.
I know, yeah.
Because I mean that's just a typical Alabama recruiting class. I remember the last greatest recruiting class ever. I remember is I think Florida in like 08, 09.
2010 is
2010.
They surpassed.
It ended up busting because it ended up not being great at Florida. Like it was on the heels of their national titles. So that was the last greatest recruiting class ever.
Then
that
Urban Meyer had like the.
Was John Brantley in that? I can't remember who I was in that. It was just
that was
like
Urban Meyer's
5-stars.
first health issue.
Yeah, it got to 2010 signing day.
Health.
He tore everything up. 2010 season, I remember Mississippi State beat him in the swamp, and he started to get little chest pains.
No, it was the brain this time.
It was the brain. Okay, the
Even
chest
though-
was at Ohio
even
State.
though He went.
No,
to
the head was Ohio State.
No, I think. Oh, maybe yeah.
The headaches were Ohio State.
That was the pizza. The pizza was Ohio State.
Yeah, the pizza
Yeah.
too.
Right.
The pizza and the okay. All right.
At Florida, even though he
He was
continued
perfectly healthy at Utah, right?
perfectly, and rumor has it that he was completely healthy at Florida as well. Went to the gym every single day when he had the health issues.
Well,
trust
he's
me,
healthy
going to
now
the
in
gym
Jacksonville.
Doesn't mean anything.
Well, he's healthy again.
Oh yeah. Oh, his bank account's healthy.
Yeah.
Remember when he said he wasn't going to go to Texas? He was going to focus on his health. Then he went to
The NFL.
arguably a more stressful job in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting how that works.
I'm sorry. Time. I've drank 2 waters in this. I have to pee. Like I can't.
Go.
I can't not pee. We're gonna get right back into the football, in the NCAA football, some news, and then we'll go. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. I don't want you to pee your pants.
You have 45 minutes, by the way. It's not at the end of the world.
I feel good.
He feels good, he said. It's going to hurt
Yeah,
Yeah,
tomorrow.
you need to say
Runner's
the endorphins. How'd you fare in the blizzard?
You know, I did. I saw it coming, so I was able
Did you?
to stock the house.
How did you do that?
I
Did
tell
you
you
read
one
the
thing I
weather?
did. I saw it coming. I did some shopping. Also, I got some boxes in right before the blizzard, and my wife, we're snowed in. We don't really have. The kids are going crazy, but my wife can throw together meals just like that because of HelloFresh.
I used all 3 of my HelloFresh boxes in like 2 days.
Just went
because
straight through it, huh?
Just went straight through it because I couldn't go anywhere. I mean,
Love their sloppy joes.
Oh, their sloppy joes. Let me tell you something about their sloppy joes.
Yeah.
I know you probably don't ever have any extra at your house because
Right.
you have so many children to feed. But if I ever have a little bit extra, you throw that in some eggs the next morning.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. But
Sounds really
HelloFresh,
good.
like this is one of those. I've said this. I pay for this. Like we are doing an ad, but I actually pay for HelloFresh because I love it so much. If you haven't heard of it, it is the best thing in the world because they send you your meals, but every little thing is measured out perfectly. So if you only need like 2 tablespoons of flour, they give you 2 tablespoons of flour. If you need just 1 packet of hot sauce, that's what they give you. It's basically like coloring by numbers.
Yeah, it's any idiot can do it. Not any idiot.
Well, any idiot, also anybody.
I'm an idiot.
I mean, we're idiots.
I do it. You're an
And-
idiot. You do it.
I'm an idiot, and
My wife's not an idiot. She does it.
No, I'm not an idiot, but every time I make this meal, I don't tell people that it's HelloFresh if I'm making it for someone else.
Oh, you
And
just
then-
take the credit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna continue to do
This
that. 'Cause
Casey has really. She can cook.
wow, she can cook, but really it's just because I'm following this
She
simple,
doesn't
easy
make a mess
directions.
or anything. She just takes it right out of the box. And
No, you have to cook
no,
it.
no, but she just has all the ingredients right there.
All of them.
She doesn't have to cut anything or anything.
You can eat healthier because they've got carb smart options, they've got vegetarian options, they've got low cal, and also it's just cheaper. Like it's cutting down on your grocery bills. You can save up to 40% by just getting HelloFresh. They give you the sloppy joes. Now I'm hungry for sloppy joes.
They're
That's-
delicious.
I had like a dill crusted chicken the other day. Oh man, it was so good.
I love HelloFresh.
Now I'm extremely hungry. Yes, HelloFresh is the absolute best. They also have easy eats that you can make meals in 10 to 20 minutes, the low prep recipes, all of the best things ever. We love HelloFresh. You can get all different kinds of options. If you go to HelloFresh.com/10Walker and use the code 10Walker, you get 10 free meals.
That's a lot of meals.
That's
too.
a lot of meals.
That's really good.
And you get free shipping. So again, it's HelloFresh.com/10Walker. Use the code 10Walker for 10 free meals, including free shipping. And Hello Tesh's Fragline. Fragline? Tagline.
HelloFresh's tagline. Not Hello Tesh. That would be a John Tesh show.
Hello Fresh's tagline.
Mm-hmm.
America's #1 meal kit.
Beautiful. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about, let me make sure Katie doesn't have any news in there. The Nick Saban recruiting pitch. You guys saw this?
Yep.
Yes.
Where it leaked on Instagram or Twitter, Nick Saban's full recruiting pitch. Everybody went gaga over it and went crazy. I mean,
I think you and I agree.
I could have written, you think he did it himself?
Did it himself? Oh no, I was just
No.
I wasn't like all that. Like he said what I would expect him to say.
He read Alabama's Wikipedia entry.
He was like, "Yeah, we win the national title every year. I believe you can play here. That's
Right.
why we're recruiting you.
We
Those
put-
other teams suck."
We put guys in the league. Come here if you want to play for championship. Go to league.
Also, as I mentioned earlier, I own 6 Mercedes-Benz dealerships.
Okay, relax.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not.
that's
It's not
literally a fact.
Mercedes Benz. Is Dodge Chargers. Trust me. So I don't know why it's Dodge Chargers. That's the college football car. Of
I'm not
choice.
saying you just own 6 Mercedes dealerships. That's all
Okay,
I'm saying.
well, it seems like you're saying a little bit.
I'm not
Yeah,
intimating
you are.
anyone.
You are kind of throwing a little shade at
Can
it.
I just say something real quick? Can I
Yeah,
say something?
yeah.
I think you fit pretty good here. I think you're doing well.
Thank you.
You're
What
welcome.
about What about? Can we talk to him about Josh Heupel?
Yeah, we're going to.
Okay.
He's
I wanna
going
talk-
through the rest of the news
I
first.
want to talk about the NCAA football game when he's in good spirits,
Okay.
and then I want to just wreck his world.
Okay.
Oh, so we're gonna
You're not
save
gonna
the
wreck
Josh
shit.
Heupel.
Yeah, I kind of what?
I said you're not going to wreck shit.
Well, that's a
Is
challenge.
that a challenge?
Yeah.
That's a challenge.
Hey, keep tuned
Hey,
in.
I'd like to say a shout out.
Well, people are already listening.
Yeah, but
Maybe you tune out. Maybe like someone you have to go to the bathroom. You stop listening.
shout
back.
out Kellen Mond though.
Senior Bowl MVP.
Yeah, that's my quarterback,
I
baby.
saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, it doesn't mean anything." No, it probably doesn't mean anything. But the list of Senior Bowl MVPs that went on to good things in the
Yeah.
NFL. I mean, Dak Prescott won it when people didn't think he could do it, and he ended up being the best quarterback out of that draft class.
Like in and of itself, maybe it doesn't mean that much, but what it does for a draft stock, absolutely.
You know what it means to me? It says to me nothing about Kellen Mond, but is Kyle Trask and Mac Jones, are they not ready for the league? I mean, why did they not go up and have the MVP performance? Why do they have bad weeks? Are they?
That's a
What
good
are we
question.
talking? What are we doing talking about Mac Jones and Kyle Trask? Because Kyle Trask, I think, had a disappointing week at the Senior Bowl.
I mean, if you look at this list, it's a pretty good one. Kellen Mond, Justin Herbert last year, Daniel Jones. I mean, these are guys who start in the NFL.
Yeah, Dak Prescott was 16. I believe.
Yep, he was 2016.
There are some nobodies.
There's some nobodies. Pat White was talking about perfect transition to NCAA football. Pat White from West Virginia, famous quarterback from there who didn't really work out. Christian Ponder, who's now married to thou who shall not be named.
Well, you
LaDainian
pretty much named
Tomlinson
her.
won.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers won.
Yep. All right. So let's see. Yesterday,
Dan Marino won.
yeah, yesterday it was announced EA Sports just out of the clouds, out of nowhere. There was no.
Can you name the other Mississippi State player who won? Oh, 2 other Mississippi State players who won the Senior Bowl MVP.
Wait, before you answer that, you know what makes me really upset? Like, I know we're on camera full time now. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go do that. But Jack isn't, so people won't see what he just did to get your attention.
I will be on camera soon. We just couldn't do it today because there's all the rooms are
Literally a
booked.
camera right there.
I know, but then you ask the tech. It's just a whole thing. But
Jack waved like the queen at you.
What years?
Oh.
one was in the 80s,
Oh,
one was in the 60s.
Oh, well, then I have no idea.
80s might have been John Bond, Don Smith.
Yep.
Don Smith in 87.
Yep.
And 60s, I couldn't tell.
Ode Burl.
ODE Burr. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I meant to tell you.
I thought you were about to say,
I
Ode
kn-
Burl.
No, I meant to tell you. So I did a podcast last night with a couple of guys who reached out to me. Like, they asked if I would come on and be a guest. They're both Alabama fans. And one of the guys said that he wants to come on and prove that he knows more about college football than you.
Well, no.
I just wanted you to know that.
It's fine. No.
It's like a lot of people want to fight.
Right.
Want
You can't
to
just-
fight. Like
you can't.
the-
You can't just fight Ali in his prime. You can't just play LeBron one-on-one.
Yeah.
Well,
It doesn't
okay,
work
here-
like
well,
that. You
here-
got to get to
here's
the
the-
fucking league.
Well, here's the next problem. So
Yeah.
I don't have this. I don't have the power to necessarily make this happen. But he asked if we could make a bet on the Super Bowl,
See?
and he said, because he hates Tom Brady, he was like, "Well, if the Bucks lose, I get to be the unnecessary roughness intern for the summer." And I was like, well, "I don't necessarily get to make that call, but I can ask."
And
he
we're
was like,
pretty overstaffed as it is.
I was like, but I'll ask. And he's like, I just want to be able to beat Brandon Walker in college football trivia. And I was like, well, any time to bring him down to earth, I'm all for
Well,
it.
I know you would sign up for that. That's fine.
But I also know I can't make that
would
call.
Actually,
But you can't just say, "Oh, I want to hit off Clayton Kershaw." You don't get signed to the Padres.
this, I will say, this kid just could we do a stump the shop with you? Like we just do it maybe once or twice a week.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do stump the.
Yeah,
stump
for
it's the
YouTube.
Schwab, not the Schwab. You're
Schwab,
talking about
my bad, but it's
stumping
stump-
the former Virginia quarterback.
Loved that television show.
Stump the Schwab.
Yeah.
I
And
did
there
too.
could even be one like stump the
You know
stump
what
the Walker.
You know what I was disappointed? Stump the Walker sounds almost sexual. You know what show I didn't like? Sports Jeopardy when Dan Patrick hosted. Did you ever watch that?
That was before my time.
way too. That was 10 years after Stump the Schwab.
Well, Stump the Schwab used to come on ESPN News in the afternoons when I got home from school. So I watched Stump the Schwab.
Oh,
And it was
dunked
always
on your
ESPN
ass.
Classic.
ESPN, maybe that's what it was.
What was
yeah.
that show that was actually pretty funny on ESPN?
Cheap Seats.
Yes.
I love Cheap
Cheap
Seats. It's
Seats
one of
was
my
good.
favorite shows. The Sklar
Way ahead
Brothers.
of its time.
Cheap Seats was incredible.
And
I
it
love
somehow
Cheap
got
Seats.
canceled. Well, because it's ESPN.
It ran
but
like 4 or 5 seasons though, but it was I loved. It's one of my favorite shows. I go back
it was
and watch
way
Cheap
ahead of
Seats
its
all the
time.
All right.
NCAA.
From the clouds. They didn't tell anybody. They just dropped, said, hey, college football is coming back. And a little disappointing, they came back later and said it'll take two or 3 years to develop. Like, what? I mean,
Don't they already have the
well, back
blueprint
in
for
the
this?
back in the day, you do one every single year. I don't understand what it takes 2 or 3 years
I can
to
tell you
develop.
what it is.
What?
Because they know that if they do that, they're going to get slapped with more.
Well, they say
Lawsuits.
They say they're hoping. No, they're banking on being able to get the players' likenesses legally very, very
Right, which is
soon.
why it's going to take longer than
Right, but
normal.
here's my counter to EA Sports using player likenesses as a reason not to do the game. I, as a diehard player of that game, could actually give a shit about the player likenesses. I don't care. You give me Tennessee, you give me Mississippi State, you give me the actual teams, the stadiums, the atmosphere, give me a blank roster, and let me do what I do. Because by the time I've had the game 3 weeks, I've already recruited 5 recruiting classes and gone through all the actual players.
And as long as it's the way it was before, where people can download their own shit anyway, you can have the real rosters on there if you want.
Right, yeah. No, let creativity
Right,
take over.
let the
You don't
internet
have
do
to
it.
actually take the risk of putting the player likenesses out there. Just give us standard, average-looking players, and we'll just give us the game.
Yeah, I just want the jerseys.
Or-
We got the
just-
rest. The jerseys in the stadium.
That's all I
I
want.
understand that.
And the music.
Or we can just let players make money off their likenesses.
That,
well, we
fine.
all agree there.
We
Yeah,
agree,
like-
but if the players, I don't want to get punished too.
Well, no.
The players aren't going to get theirs. I want to get mine.
Well, yeah, I know that makes
Hey,
sense.
did you have the music?
Yeah.
Put your headphones on, Big T.
I don't have headphones.
Okay, well let's
you
get
do.
you some headphones.
Thank you.
All right. This is an exciting part of the podcast.
Brandon, you have a runner's high right now.
I know I'm just high.
Oh,
I smoke some weed in the bathroom.
you don't do drugs.
I wish I did. That would be cool, though, wouldn't it? Are you just now looking up the music?
No, it's quite literally on my computer screen.
Okay.
He has to get through the porn first.
I wanted to hear this music. You can play porn if you like. Okay. All right. So he's going to play something and just, you know what? Let's react how we feel. Let's react.
I'm just
I
gonna
know,
watch and
I know
I'm
what
gonna
it is,
marvel.
but I'm so
You just want to
happy.
hear it. Yeah.
I'm gonna marvel at you two.
And he's going to play it. That's what he's going to do.
He is gonna
He's
play it.
Press play. It's going to play. It's going to be awesome.
I hear like a
A whistle? Yeah, I think
Yeah,
a
like
bomb's
a-
coming.
whistle or something.
No, it's like a torpedo, right?
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
bomb falling on us.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh,
We're at the starting menu.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you start that over?
Yeah, I can start it over.
This brings me back to college, just listening to my guy
There
friends
it
play
is.
it. Yep.
Oh. And here's the thing, Casey. When you're playing this game, this is playing while when you're
whole
recruiting the
time.
whole time.
The whole time.
This
no
never
other
does.
music.
This never doesn't play.
As someone who's only ever watched people play this game,
Yeah.
this is very familiar to
Now,
me.
when you're playing the game, you got the sounds of the game, you got the fight songs and everything. But when you're in the menu and you're recruiting, you're setting your roster, it's just this
This is it.
over and over.
On
For a
and
loop.
year.
Yeah.
Somebody commented, the top comment on the YouTube video, which we have, is I've probably listened to this song in the background for 1,000+ hours.
I would think I've listened to this at least 1,000+ hours.
I love it.
And previous games in this didn't just have this music. Previous games had like fight songs that would go over, and that's how I think sometimes they would be in alphabetical order. So that's why if you play like the Air Force fight song or the Arkansas fight song, I'm gonna jump right to attention but this music right here just, I mean, you're just sitting on your favorite couch or your recliner. It's dark.
This reminds me of my freshman year dorm room in college.
It's darkest. Oh, that disappoints me. I mean, that's depressing as hell to me. This reminds me of when I was 37.
Well, and that was when the game was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
We just took our 360 to college to play it.
You ever seen Jack Dance?
Oh, he's also got the Let the Band Play neck on his
Yeah.
shirt today.
All right. I don't care how we get it. Thank you, EA Sports, for dropping it. Please don't take 2 or 3 years. If you have player likenesses, fine, pay them. If you
Pay
don't,
them.
give me the game. I just want it. I want
Pay
it back in my
them.
life. Casey, I think I love college football as much as I do because of that game. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I love college football, so I buy the game. And I love college football that much more. It's like you immerse yourself in this arena, and it's just all the stadiums and everything. It's just I'm gonna play it when I get home tonight.
Will
at
you
PS3.
teach me how to play?
Yeah, I'll teach you how to play.
I
It's easy.
truly, it's been so long that it is a foreign concept to me that there will actually be a new one that we can play like every day. I'm so
I'm
excited.
gonna have to buy a PS5 now.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Come-
you might
can
want to
come to my
wait.
apartment if you want.
You might need to wait though, because if it's going to take 2 or 3 years, there'll be another console that comes out.
I need one anyway. No, 2 or 3. It'll be in this one.
Oh, really?
They're
I don't know how it works.
Consoles are about 6 years.
Oh, okay.
5 or 6 years.
That's long.
Right?
That's a long
Probably
time.
even longer than that.
Yeah.
Probably 8.
I think 2000 PS4 was like 2014, maybe
didn't know
13.
that. The only one I ever had in my house
Well, I
was
mean,
a Wii.
NCAA 14 was the last one, and that was on PS3, and so it was around 13
Right,
to 14. Yeah.
Hmm.
All
I
right.
just want you to teach me how to play.
Okay, I can teach you how to
I
play.
mean, that's great content.
Yeah, any idiot can play too. So
Can I tell you what my strategy was on that game that got banned?
I when you said it on Twitter yesterday, I hate you.
So
No. I hate you. I
What
do
did
not
you
like
do?
you at
So
all.
what I would do is, so you could change the tempo to run all the play clock out, so you would get up to line with like 6 seconds left. So I would be an option team. I'd put the tempo on conservative, and I'd get the opening kickoff. I would take a drive that would last the entire first half, go score, be up 7-0 at halftime. And then if you didn't score, I would just do it again and you'd lose. Or if you did score, I could just go do it again for a
You are the
game-winning
worst
field goal.
person I've ever
And
met
that
in my life.
eventually got banned
The fact-
in our dorm room, and I was not allowed to play with
The
options.
fact that you. The fact that you go conservative on a video game says so much about you.
Yeah,
it's
it
the
is
most
true.
it's the most you thing I've ever
It's
heard.
the most fantasy thing,
Like,
fake
it-
life, and he goes
it's
conservative.
Like just like Dwight Schrute, his wildest fantasy. His
the
wildest,
alternate life.
He's in hell and he's working for Satan and he's making $80,000 a year. That's you. Your wildest fantasy. You're running out the big T. 110,000 people are going crazy, and you're sitting on the ball. baby.
Oh, fullback dive, it was glorious.
They play Rocky Top twice in the whole game.
Yes. That was eventually banned, though. I wasn't allowed to do it anymore.
No, I would have banned you. I would not have been able to take that. I go through modes, Big T, where sometimes I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna I'm going to open it up. I'm going to go 5 wide. I'm going to recruit all receivers. Sometimes I want to get Wisconsin and just get in that I form and pound and pound and pound. It gives you everything. It gives you every type of offense. I never really enjoyed doing the option. You got to be really disciplined with the option.
Oh, I love it.
Or just cheat like he did.
No, but you got. He didn't cheat.
That's
He
not
didn't cheat.
cheat. You have every opportunity to stop it.
Oh, so it wasn't cheating. It
What
was
he
just,
did was like going to a nightclub.
Okay. If I'm following.
All right, so you're going out in New York City, the hottest nightclub in the city.
Okay.
And you wear an ankle-length dress and leave at 7:30.
Oh.
That's what he did.
Yeah.
But
They're not even open at 7:30.
Right.
Yeah.
Is the thing.
Yeah.
No,
you
no,
win the
no,
game.
I didn't.
I won.
No, I didn't.
Not in that was a poor analogy.
Mine was.
Yeah.
I thought
Because she's saying she doesn't win.
I don't win
did
in that.
I
Well,
won.
what you're saying is that like maybe at 7:30 I find like the hottest guy there, and then we
Correct.
leave. We
Correct.
leave at 7:30.
Now that's close.
Okay.
Okay. All
We
right.
did put out a tweet about NCAA football. If
Yeah.
you go to our Twitter, you can look at the replies. The tweet read something along the lines of, with the announcement of NCAA football coming back, who was your favorite player to play with when it was around?
You could play with Johnny Manziel, right?
Yep.
Yes.
He
Is
was
that the last
one,
time?
yeah.
Last
yeah.
time.
Okay.
He was something. He was a little. It was a little hard to play with. He was almost too fast. Like and he was a little erratic, but he was fine. Pat White is one of the all-timers. Vince Young to me is the greatest of all time as far as NCAA, because you could do a flood to the right, roll out with him, and you can't stop it. If the receivers are open, he throws it accurately every time. If they're not, he just runs right through you. And I think Vince Young is the greatest ever.
This is a side note, but you're going to appreciate this quote.
Yeah.
Talking about recruiting. If somebody needs to tell me who is a good player, then I don't need to be a head coach.
Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that a lot.
I like that too. I do think recruiting is the lifeblood of a program. Some of the people we have judging the recruits is a little questionable.
The fact that
pretty good.
I like,
Some of them are not.
but I mean,
Oh, I don't know about them personally.
I think
as
on a
human
team
beings.
level they're not. I think a lot of fan bases are lied to by their, and I'm not even saying you guys. I think a lot of fan bases are lied to by their recruiting guys. I think at some places the recruiting guy is basically an extension of the recruiting staff of the actual
But
college.
all the guys ranking players are national guys. It's not like the guys who work for the
I'm not talking about
Tennessee-
Barton Simmons and all those guys.
But the
Although
people,
he's gone.
the people who rank the players don't work for like the individual team sites. They work for the overall.
I think they
network.
have a little input.
I think they do too.
But not enough to
They will-
like bump a guy up a star.
I think so. I think if an Auburn guy, if Auburn recruits a non-ranked 3-star, Auburn. I'm just using Auburn as an example, but the Auburn recruiting guy will run up the flagpole. Hey, let's re-rank this guy and let's really look at him. And
Well, I think that
he'll
just
influence.
happens when guys like Tennessee had a guy a couple years ago who was committed to West Virginia State, and he was like an unranked player, and he committed to Tennessee, became like a high 3-star, and then he went to Florida State. Like it just makes guys reevaluate players.
Did he end up being any good?
I don't think so.
Actually, if he plays for Florida State in the last couple of years, probably
yeah,
not.
probably not.
All right, what was the tweet today? Did we not tweet anything?
I just
He just said
the
it.
tweet. There's
you okay?
the tweet's a photo. If you're looking for it, it was tweeted yesterday, and the photo is the NCAA football
Oh, I
cover
see,
of
I
Larry
see.
Fitzgerald.
I thought you tweeted something today as well. So maybe I'm just stupid. Is that what you're telling me? I'm stupid?
No.
Now that Larry Fitzgerald game 05, that's like one of the first video games I remember playing. And
Okay.
that's when Calvin Johnson was a freshman. And I was a big Georgia Tech fan as a kid growing up in Atlanta. and
How
I
old
loved
are you?
That game, 23.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous. 23-year-olds should be outlawed. It should be illegal.
Agreed.
Should be illegal to work until you're 28.
Were you born in 1997?
I was.
Good math, Casey.
Well,
Way to go.
Well, I think she knew that for another reason.
Why?
I think I just know me and Casey are like BFFs, so it's
What
just
does
like
that
we're
mean?
on the same
I
level.
don't know. This is.
I'm so confused. Are
No,
they talking
no,
shit
no.
about me right now?
No, it has nothing to do
no,
with
it has
you.
nothing to do with you.
Okay. All right.
She just knows somebody else, 97 born.
Great year, 97.
great year.
No, yeah, it's a great year.
Are you having a good couple of weeks off the field?
No,
Person?
this was during the season. You see, I know.
But not
I know
okay,
everything.
But not a college athlete. You're making it
Oh
sound
no, it
I
wasn't
mean,
a college
23.
athlete.
No.
This person, I don't think was ever a college
Okay,
athlete.
we're talking too much.
Yeah, we may take this out.
Where did that ring go? You had a big old ring on today. Oh, What's that ring?
Huh?
It's a nice
It's
ring.
an anxiety ring.
Is it?
Yeah. Play with it for a little bit.
I don't want to play with this ring.
Oh, yeah. No, Nick actually stole it from me and just gave it back.
Oh, yeah, this is soothing.
So great.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's the best
Can
thing
I-
ever.
Yeah,
You want to
hold
do
on.
it?
Let me play with it for a little
Yeah.
Okay.
bit. Okay.
It feels so good. And it really does help my anxiety. People who are watching on YouTube have been seeing me play with it under the table the entire time.
That is.
Isn't that wonderful?
That's
Is
crazy.
this like Amazon?
No, so actually I have a friend who works with people with like very, very high
Anxiety disorders,
and
yeah.
and so she just told me that this is like one of the things that they give their patients, and now I have one.
I'm looking into.
All right, let me.
You're
Big
looking into
T
it. Isn't it
This
so
is like-
great?
my
Big T,
mom-
hold on. You at least project the least anxiety of any human being
Well,
I've ever
it's
seen
not
in my
even
life.
that I'm anxious. It just feels nice. It's just a nice. It's like a fidget toy.
You leave every day at 5. You're in bed by like 8:30.
Drinking his chamomile tea.
9:45.
Yeah, he's
Chamomile.
That Big T is a 23-year-old in a 61-year-old.
That is true.
body.
I've said my entire life, all I want is to be 48 years old.
He just wants. I tell you what he wants in his life. He wants a really comfortable bed, a big TV, and probably a good lazy boy recliner.
You're nailing it.
Nailing it. Just
all I
nailing
want is
it.
to be 48 years old, my son playing high school football, and
Yeah.
like have those things that you just mentioned. That's all I want.
some good season tickets.
We will. Assuming the University of Tennessee figures things out in the next 20 years.
You're headed that direction,
He
huh?
wants to be a good donor. You know, for
Oh,
sure.
he wants to take care. He's not going to cheat or anything. He's just going to give money to the school.
Yeah,
The
for
school's
sure.
going to look after his money for
Right.
him, right?
Allocate it wherever they need to.
Yeah. If he has to buy a running back, he buys a running back every now and
Yeah,
then. It's
everyone-
fine.
I would prefer that.
Yeah, right.
Just don't get caught this time.
I make so much fun of boosters in a bag or something, but it is my dream to help out with a recruit.
It'd be amazing.
If I can just have $10,000 that I don't need, I'm like, hey,
Just knowing that a duffel bag of your cash
Yes.
was
Correct,
left
Yes.
for a
And
4-star.
then every single time that guy does something great on the field, you're like, that's
That
because
was
of
me.
me.
and I don't want to show up at the university and find out that my money went to like a toilet
Right.
or something, or my money bought some weights. I want to be able to look. See 56 right there. Hey,
That's me.
That's me.
That's me.
That's me, brother.
That
I
would
like
be
that.
awesome.
Hey, the guy's like 56 sucks. I didn't train him. Once he got here, I can't do anything with it. But boy, yeah, what a dream! Just a recliner, a good
Sounds
TV,
so amazing.
and buying recruits. Man, we
That's-
sound like Ole Miss fans.
That truly sounds like my dream.
It really is.
Thanks, Brandon.
What? Debt,
Student loans.
owing money.
Owing money. I just repeated what you said. But
Yeah,
we're on
like
the
you
same.
owe money to Owen for all the coffees he bought you.
No, see, okay. I tried to give him money.
Focus.
I tried to give him. Okay, yes, you're right. You're right. I tried to give him money. I don't want to be in debt. I don't want student loans, and that's why our friend at Earnest can help people like me. I might be in debt to my coworker for all the coffees he bought me. You might have student loan debt. Earnest can help you out with that.
I was a student a long time ago.
Yes, you were, because you're old as shit. But you can say it.
I pay my student loans in doubloons.
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
What is that? Do you know what that is?
It's an old Spanish treasure.
Anyways.
Never mind.
Anyways, so
Fart in church.
times are tough, and worrying about your student loan payments, they don't make anything easier, Brandon. It's
Nope.
it's not great. So you can go to Earnest right now, and they can help you reduce your loan term. You can save money. You can combine multiple loans into one simple monthly payment, and you can even talk to a real live human at Earnest for help. So right now, they're giving our listeners $100 free cash bonus.
Pretty
We
good.
like free money. Refinance your student debt at earnest.com/barstool. And again, $100 for free. You can just go online. It only takes a couple of minutes, and you can refinance your
I can
student
get rid of my
loans.
student loan debt and get money?
Yeah, and it takes you like 2 seconds to do it.
That's
Why
good.
wouldn't you want? I mean, literally, you can get your rate risk-free in literal 2 minutes.
That's without risk.
Risk-free means that. Yeah, okay. So $100 cash bonus, again, when you go to earnest.com/barstool to refinance your student loan. It is not available in all states. Terms and conditions do apply. Should I do it?
Do it.
Okay. Visit earnest.com/barstool for more details. Terms and conditions apply. Earnest Student Loan Refinancing by Earnest Operations, LLC. License number 6054788 in San Francisco, California. Visit earnest.com/licenses for a full list of licenses.
All right. Speaking of, let's get to your thing real quick, and then we'll let you get out of
Gotta
here.
read some of the responses.
I'm going to get back to that,
Okay.
but I want to do the Josh Heupel thing.
Let's do it.
Do you have the screenshots that I had asked for previously?
They're
in the group text.
They're in the
Okay,
group text.
they're in the,
you have to zoom in at the bottom of them.
Now I'm prepared for this. I have more screenshots that I believe will be strategically omitted.
All right. So before we get to Josh Heupel, I just want to get in the mind of a Tennessee fans because Tennessee fans are the craziest fans in
The
college
most
football.
loyal group of people you could ever hope
Every
to find
fan base
what
is
you meant to
loyal.
say.
You guys are.
That's not true.
You guys
That's-
are batshit crazy.
Can you name me another group of people who would put up with the dog shit product that the University of Tennessee has put out there for the last decade plus and would still put 102,000 people out there, still have the most loyal group of people on
Yes.
the internet?
South Carolina.
Texas A&M.
South Carolina.
yeah.
Texas A&M just finished number 5
No,
in
no,
the
I know,
country.
I know. We're not talking about that. We're talking about like the Dennis Francione years, the Mike Sherman
South
years.
Carolina went 0-11 and sold out every game.
Yeah.
Texas A&M has had they had a Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah,
They've
no,
had
I'm talking about
very,
before
very
that, but
good
I mean,
teams.
but yes, they've had good teams, but I'm
All
talking
right.
about before that.
Before we get to Josh Heupel getting hired, I just want to go back through some tweets.
When you were in the womb,
From
apparently.
Big T, October 20th, 2019, probably right after you guys beat us.
about that.
2019.
I would just like to publicly announce myself officially back in on Jeremy Pruitt. Let's go beat those cocks.
That was a good tweet, bad in hindsight. But I quoted that tweet on January 4th, 2021 with something that you're because Reegs put that in a blog when I was talking shit about Kentucky. And I said, quote, I formally retract this and any other previous support of Tennessee's current football regime, now former regime.
October 26th,
Credit to
2019. Tennessee's defense with all Pruitt recruits is going to be disgusting.
That's a tough tweet.
No, actually,
It wasn't that bad.
It was.
That's pretty true.
They're all
Just-
going to Georgia and Alabama
No,
and
no, no.
Oklahoma
No,
now.
no.
No,
That's-
disgusting as in its true form
Well,
of the
they're
word.
actually disgusting.
Well, Henry
Like
To'oTo'o
gross.
is going to be a first-round pick.
Okay, he's not playing for Tennessee, though.
Correct. They're all going to Oklahoma.
That's what I'm saying. Next year, you're going to have all Pruitt recruits on your defense, and it's going to be disgusting.
Yeah, they're going to be out
In
there
a bad
long
way.
time.
Connor Knapp, December 8th, 2019. Jeremy Pruitt is going to end the Indiana football program.
Which he did.
Indiana had their best season of all time
But
this
we
year.
won. We won the football game.
But they didn't end the program. They had their best season ever this year.
Tom Allen's a great coach. We won the football game.
Connor Knapp, Hannah Ann, and Jeremy Pruitt are putting
Hey, Hannah Ann did her part.
Knoxville back on top. She was the Bachelor.
Yes.
Bachelorette.
She won the Bachelor, but then got unengaged from the guy because he was a piece of
So
shit.
she got her wins vacated.
Well, she vacated the guy's
She vacated
wins.
her own wins because he was an asshole.
All right.
I just said that because I believed you. I have no
April
idea if that's true.
April
No, it
28th,
is true.
2020. You're the only reply I see. The others must have been muted previously for denying the impending greatness of Jeremy Pruitt's volunteers.
I have no recollection of what that's even about. That was in the recruiting.
That's
thing.
a reply. Yeah, that's during the recruiting. January 15th, 2020. Tennessee came as close as the school can possibly get to hiring Greg Schiano and Mike Gundy in the same coaching search and ended up with the best.
Hey,
Hold on, wait.
these are all from a different time.
The
world was
The
different.
best defensive mind and recruiter in college football. The haters are furious.
The haters were furious, and he was a hell of a recruiter.
Tennessee has the longest active winning streak in the Power Five.
That was a fact at the time. The world was a different place
No,
when those
but
tweets
it was the
were
same.
sent.
It was the
No,
same. We
the
told
world
you it was the same.
There was a material change. Rona didn't exist.
Here
It
is-
was a totally different world.
Big T.
Here's-
It absolutely did exist.
In
These
April
are
it
in.
did.
Oh, in April. Okay.
and these
yeah,
are
April.
in June. These are in September.
Listen, the haters were upset that we were looking up.
Okay, so you guys fired Jeremy Pruitt.
Thank God.
3 years after you ran Greg Schiano out of town because
Still the correct decision.
not the correct decision at all.
Absolutely
Greg
was.
Schiano was going to be.
That was a
what's
smear
gonna be
campaign that was not fair.
It was not
Well,
fair.
okay,
and
okay.
It was
the University of
intellectually
Oregon,
dishonest.
the University of Oregon ran the same smear campaign, but because their board of trustees didn't want to hire him, is the University of Oregon running a smear campaign?
they're-
Because the only people that get trounced for it is Tennessee fans.
because
That's
you guys
bullshit.
hired him and then you guys revolted.
We didn't hire shit. John Curry hired him, and we ran his ass out of town too.
And then you
shortly thereafter.
Then you hired a high school defensive coordinator.
It was a bad choice.
He was
but
on
that
MTV.
does not negate the fact that getting Greg Schiano out of there was the correct decision. It absolutely was. I would do it again.
Greg Schiano in year one at Rutgers looked better than Jeremy Pruitt at any time. in
Jeremy
Tennessee.
Pruitt is a shitty football coach. That does not change the fact that it was the correct decision at the time to not. It is totally fair to not want someone who may or may not have been associated with the worst scandal in the history of collegiate athletics. Oregon
He
didn't
was
want
not.
anything
He
to do with
was not. Ohio State hired him. Rutgers hired him.
There
Ohio
have been
State.
plenty of Oregon's athletic department wanted to hire him as their head coach. Their board of trustees said, hell no.
Yeah, but
we
you
don't
understand
wanna...
that there's a difference between not hiring him and then hiring him and running out of town.
Yeah.
Well,
You're also aligning yourself with these crazy ass liberals in Oregon, by the way. I want to point that out to you.
This is not a
I
political
didn't say
podcast.
that. Yeah, listen.
I just wanted to shout out to one of our favorite
It is-
listeners up there in Ferndale, Washington. Go ahead.
It is completely fair to have reservations
lives?
about
Yeah.
hiring someone who has a connection to that. It's 100% fair.
I do agree with that because one of the biggest scandals in not just sports history, but in
Ever.
just disgusting. But you guys still hired him, knowing
I didn't hire him. I didn't sign any memorandum of understanding. And the second I found out that there was one
A
signed,
memorandum of understanding.
well, that's what he signed. He hadn't signed a contract. He signed an MOU, which is why.
Demo you? What's that?
I think they're just making it up. They make sure.
Also-
No, so you sign a memorandum of understanding, but being like, I am going to sign a contract, but he hadn't
What?
officially signed the
Okay,
contract
all right,
yet.
all right. So let's get past that.
We are past that.
I do want for the unnecessary roughness listeners who don't know this, the Roughnecks. Big T was at Tennessee at the time, the University of Tennessee, as a student, and he ran the Barstool Rocky Top Viceroy account. No, don't you talk with thousands upon thousands of followers. And if you were to go back and look at like the history of why Greg Schiano got ran out of town, a lot has to do with that Barstool. He led a revolution.
Everybody gives credit to another figure in sports media for doing that. The Barstool Tennessee account was right on the forefront.
Yeah.
And I want more credit.
You can say we say his name on here.
Oh, yeah. It was Clay Travis.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
says Clay Travis ran Greg Schiano out. It was
No, I would say I think I first saw it. Like you were boots on the ground at the protests.
It was me
Can you-
and Fox Sports Knoxville, your favorite radio station.
Can you look at me in the face and say that you actually wanted him out of town because of that?
Absolutely.
You wanted him out of town because you didn't think he was a good enough coach.
Both.
No.
Which
Both.
That's fair.
I did not
that's
think
fair.
he was a very
It is
good.
fair if that's the
I
true
did not
answer.
think he was a very good football coach, and I also think it's fair
you
to
think-
not want somebody at a school, at my school, that could have been associated with that.
Do you think the large number of Tennessee fans that hide behind that really believe that, or just because he wasn't a good football
I think
coach?
most people would tell you what I just said.
So you guys are the only moral fan base in college football.
No, Brandon.
No,
I just said, I think most people would tell you what I just said. Don't think he's a very good football coach.
First.
He is a good football coach.
And is he?
Yeah.
Well, because Ohio State had like 3 defensive coordinator changes after Meyer left, and he wasn't one of them.
Yeah, well, Ohio
right.
State's also not
Okay,
very
wait.
moral.
Okay, so
If
we're,
he's such an amazing football coach, why'd they
So,
bring in Alex Grinch
Forget
to
Greg
run the
Schiano
defense?
exists. Forget Greg Schiano exists. Let's get back to 2021. You guys, for the 4th straight coaching hire, every time you guys hang out a sign, I'm just going to go in on you right quick. Tennessee fans believe they are a top 10 job in this country. They're not. Tennessee fans believe they're a top half job in the SEC. I don't believe that they are. They believe that every time the job comes open, somebody's going to return Knoxville to glory. But the last 4 times you've hung a help wanted sign, you've gotten a disappointing,
Well, here's the thing.
bad hire.
I think you would agree that this job, as it currently stands, is radically different if there is not a cloud of looming NCAA sanctions that are
No.
apparently going to be pretty bad.
This job, even without those, is not a top.
It's a totally different landscape if
But
that doesn't happen. If they would have paid Jeremy Pruitt his $12 million and told him to get his ass out of town, they could have gotten a
Even
much better
without
football
that,
coach
this is
than
not a
Josh
top
Heupel.
20 job in this country.
It absolutely 20.
20.
You're out. Name me 20 better jobs than Tennessee right now.
All right, let me do the 7 in the SEC first. Auburn, LSU, Florida, Alabama, Georgia. What
Texas
am I missing?
A&M.
Texas A&M. So I think that's
Auburn.
South
Auburn.
Carolina.
Auburn is absolutely a
Is
better
Brian
job.
Harsin a better coach than Josh Heupel?
Yeah, probably.
By how much?
I tell you what, Gus Malzahn, who they hired last time, is a hell of a lot better than you've hired in the last 20 years.
Absolutely. I wanted to hire Gus Malzahn this time.
Auburn has competed for 2 national titles in the last 10 years.
Agreed.
Auburn is what you guys think you are.
Auburn had a very good run of success under Gus Malzahn and then
Auburn
ran
is
him out. 'cause
easily a better job.
You want to talk about
Easily.
You
No
want to talk
offense,
about
easily.
delusion? You want to talk about delusion? Tennessee fans understand that we suck. For all that these people
No, you
people
don't.
like shut up. For all that these people like you are like, "Oh, Tennessee fans think they should win the national championship." No, that's bullshit, dude. Auburn thinks they should be winning national
Auburn
championships.
plays for him.
No, they played for one, and then they ran that guy out of town because they think they should be Alabama, and they're not. That's delusion. That's delusion.
Every
Tennessee
fan base is
fans-
delusional.
Tennessee fans want to win 8 games. That's what we want.
No, you don't. Because when you win 8 games, you act like the national
Oh,
championship's
that's
right around the
true.
corner.
The only time we won 8 games was when we had a roster that was arguably one of the 2 or 3 best in the country. Are you no 2015 and 16 we had like 15 NFL players on the team. It's you can laugh at that all you want. We had Kamara, Dobbs, Hurd, John Kelly, Josh Malone.
Dobbs is a
Jalen
marginal.
Hurts, that was the second guy you named.
Dobbs is a marginal.
Okay, now let's go over to the defense. Derek Barnett, Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Cam Sutton, all these guys just coming out the ass with NFL talent. We win 8
Some of these are
4.
practice squad players.
No,
Big D.
they're not. Cam Sutton is a starter. Jalen Reeves-Maybin is a starter. Josh Dobbs, very good at backup quarterback.
Okay.
Alvin Kamara, NFL superstar. Go up and down the list.
Yeah, NFL superstar done at
Backup.
Tennessee because you didn't know what to do.
Because
with
we
it.
had a
running
shitty
back.
coach who didn't know how to coach all that
You
talent.
always
That's
have a
the whole
shitty
point.
coach.
The whole point.
You always have a shitty coach.
Yes, we agree. We agree. Do you
So-
see how we're saying the same thing?
It's
Do you
just-
see how you're saying what I'm saying, but just differently?
Is Josh Heupel the answer?
Fuck no. Of course not.
All right. Are you happy?
We agree.
Are you happy?
No, he's not happy.
Are you happy with the state of Tennessee?
Fuck no. I'm not giving those assholes another dime until they figure it out.
And this is the guy that's going to be buying recruits in 20 years.
I told my friends, I said, listen, if we hire Lane Kiffin, I'm buying season tickets and I'll let y'all go to the games. Like, I can't even go, but I will buy season tickets as a show of my commitment to the university. And then they go out and hire Josh Heupel.
What about Hugh Freeze? What
Hugh Freeze, we would have been in the lower bowl with season tickets.
Oh,
Yeah, he was all in on Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 'Cause
Still
Hugh
is
Freeze- 'cause
2022.
Hugh Freeze knows how to. Yeah, 2023, we're going back after him.
I don't think Hugh Freeze will ever get an SEC job again. If he didn't get this one, he's never getting an SEC job. Because this was the job that
Well,
was...
we couldn't. You kept saying we were going to hire Hugh Freeze. You know why we couldn't do that.
No, but the reason you can't hire him isn't going away because there's deeper reasons than that. I understand you've got this investigation, this sham of an investigation right now, which is going to...
Sham, it's going to fuck our football program for 5 years.
That's what I'm saying.
And you guys did it to yourself.
The leaders there did not,
Yeah,
the leaders
you nailed
there
it, Casey.
did not think this through. They thought we can get Pruitt out with this investigation.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I've been saying this the whole
Yeah,
time.
You're saying what I'm saying. It's incompetent
Why are we
leadership.
yelling?
that
Why are
leads
we
to-
yelling?
I don't know why we're
Why are
yelling.
we yelling?
It's just Tennessee. It's not a good program.
The University of Tennessee has had unbelievably incompetent leadership from the presidents, chancellors, athletic
Well, you got rid of
directors, all the way
Fulmer,
down
and
for
then you
many
hired
years.
UCF's leadership.
Again, well,
So
that
perfect.
was
God, it's so perfect.
that was at I thought he was going to be good. I really did. At his press conference, he was talking about slinging money around, and we're going to go get
And
a ball
now
coach.
he's whining about leaks.
And I don't believe that was true. I don't believe that was true.
He
But
at least whined about it. He definitely said that. He said he definitely complained that there were leaks.
well, maybe, but he was joking. But I don't believe there was a memo.
I don't think there was a memo either, but I do think he was surprised at the.
Well, he didn't know what he was getting himself into, which was the whole problem. He had no idea what he was stepping into.
You guys are like going to an SEC family reunion, and you guys are like you're the crazy cousin, but God, I love you so much.
Yeah.
I
Something.
I hate Tennessee. I hate them so much that I love them. Like they got to be there. They got to be the crazy loud people in the corner. And you're I would call you a reasonable human being until you
I would
put
agree.
that orange on. When you put that orange on, you turn into something else entirely.
I mean, I'm very proud to be an alumnus of the University of Tennessee, and I want him to win some fucking football games at some point in my life.
We don't cuss on this show, Big T.
Yes, we do. You can let it fly.
Thank you, Casey.
Fine, Casey. Whatever.
I honestly I was so happy to be in the middle of that.
Yeah.
That sounded worse than I meant it
Thank
to.
you
but-
very much, Big T.
Always a pleasure.
All right.
Are you going to start claiming national titles like UCF?
Of course.
It'd be nice to claim something.
All right. So that was Big T. That was
Phenomenal.
really good.
It's exactly what I wanted it to be and more.
I'm worried. I was worried coming in that there would be like some people, too much SEC, too much SEC. First of all, it's the offseason. Number two is
That was great
SEC
entertainment.
Just letting Tennessee's delusions shine every now and then is not SEC. It's just college football. It's the best of college football. The fact that Tennessee exists is so college football because Tennessees don't exist in every sport.
No, but you know what? We would have done that with any conference. If there was a guy like Big T for
Oh, if we had Big Cyclone for Iowa
Oh,
State, or
I
if we
mean,
had
we
Big
would-
Sooner,
we would do it. Oh, I wish we had a Big Sooner.
Big Sooner, Big.
But I think Tennessee, who would you compare it to in another fan base? I can't think of it.
Well, I think there are other fan bases that are just as relentless as them, like Oklahoma. But Oklahoma's actually
sure.
had success.
They've actually had like.
Yeah,
Ohio
Oklahoma-
State has a very relentless fan base as well.
I'm saying hasn't had any success, but like
Still, I think a notch below. I think Nebraska. Nebraska.
I feel like there's not an equivalent that's exactly the same, but there are equivalents of equal delusion. Does that make
We
sense?
should rank the fan bases. That's what we
Let's
should
do that.
no, I'm
Let's do
saying
that.
in another sport.
Oh,
You never said that.
you never said that.
You never
He
mentioned
never.
another sport at all.
He absolutely never said that.
Okay, so I
We
I
can't
meant
just read your mind.
I meant
Jack,
in
you
another
didn't
sport.
say that.
There's no other fan base in another sport like Tennessee.
Well, there's no fans in any sport like college
Well, because
football
in any
fans.
other sport, like it's easier. I think in college basketball or any other sport, it's
What were
easier.
you gonna say?
Soccer.
Yeah, I think it's the closest thing.
I've witnessed
Yeah, okay.
the
Because
passion in
they're
soccer.
they're obsessed with their culture.
But outside of
just like,
troops, we're not really exposed to it that much.
No,
but I mean I have been recently, like I've been very into soccer for
Footy
the past 4 years. But also the college football fans are obsessed with the culture of it. Like it's not
So-
just the game for them; it's the pregame, the tailgating, the stories and whatnot. Not to say other sports don't have passionate fans. That's not what we're saying. But soccer, especially in Europe, it's like the
Soccer's
tradition.
24/7.
the Premier League
Yes.
is insane.
All right, so
Okay.
that's what we talked about today.
It's the off season. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Relax, man. Relax.
You know what? I think you should go running more because you've been a lot nicer since you got
You
back
think
from
that?
exercising. Yeah, you had like Jack said it perfectly. Your endorphins are going.
Yeah, my endorphins are going. So
You got the runner's high, so you're being nice.
Yeah, at first I was like, I was down. It was like 40 love, but then I got it back to deuce, and I was able to rally and win. So, good for me. Good for me.
Congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you very much. So that's Unnecessary Roughness. We'll see you next week.